Hey guys, welcome to today's client testimonial. I have Valentino on today, otherwise known by everybody else as Valentine. And Valentine came to us like 2-3 months ago. He was washing cars. He was going through that cycle in Ireland, right? You're washing cars all day. You're not getting paid as much as you know you're worth. And he said, "Hey, look, Warren, I just want to get into sales." And so, Valentine, without further ado, if you want to introduce yourself to the people watching this, the people who would be watching this are probably clicking onto Affinity Sales Training website. They're probably just following myself on socials. And if they'd met you on the side of the road, like, who is Valentine?
Yeah. Well, it's nice to be here, Warren. Thank you so much for taking the time to interview me today. Who is Valentine? It's quite an interesting question. So, like Warren was saying, 2-3 months ago, was washing cars, was a big nobody. 2-3 months later down the line, I'm looking at stepping into a managerial position for the outbound team on one of the offers because I've been performing so well. Yeah, so life's been a little bit hectic the past couple of months. I really did not expect.
Wait. 60
Yeah.
days in and you already have nearly a management position? Like, but that was a huge jump. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so like I said, I've just been performing, or should I say outperforming everybody on the teams. Just have that hunger and dog in me, as they say these days.
Got
And
the
it
dog.
shows. It shows. So yeah, there's been some space made on one of the teams, and the natural career progression is, look, if you're good enough at what you do, you step into the next role. So that's kind of what we're looking at the minute on one of the offers. I'm on 3 offers at the minute. So it's safe to say that I am hustling out here and making it happen. And I want to point out that I made a transition to move out to Romania full time.
Oh, you transitioned.
Yeah. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Yeah. So a month into sales, I was making enough money to say, right, I'm done washing cars. I'm done living in Ireland. And I'm Romanian originally, so it only made sense for me to move back home, cut my costs down, and really focus on sales.
What was that switch for you though? Like, you're washing cars one day and all of a sudden you have enough money to, cover yourself, leave that job, and then leave the country, go to live in Romania. What did you do?
What did I do to get there, or
Like, what did you do at the beginning? Like, what was that first initial choice for you? Like, what was the deciding factor to say, hey, look, I need to make a change? And then what was the next steps from that?
yeah? So I've always been dabbling in and out of something to do online. I always knew that making money online was the way forward for me. I never really liked being tied down to a place or a job specifically. So that was always in the back of my mind. I just figuring out how to really do it, how to get there, how to actually turn it into something full time. Got into sales, did well, performed well, took it from there. But to be honest, the decision came really, really out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I wasn't expecting the money to come in as fast as it did. But once it did, I was like, right, this is worth taking a bit of a risk on. So I literally I booked flights like 2 weeks before I actually flew out.
Love it.
Yeah, handed in my notice, like, right, lads, 2 weeks, I'm gone. Like, don't bother coming.
That is surreal. Like, kudos to yourself, man. You gone from washing cars, like similar to myself, right? I've gone from flipping burgers at McDonald's and making X amount per hour, and then knowing that you're worth more. What was that kind of first taste for you when you had that first payment come through and you're like, fuck, I just got this from talking to people? What did that feel like?
It reminded me of the same feeling that I had before. So like I said, I've always done stuff online. So I knew what that feeling was like to get paid. But it's like when you step into a new adventure and you don't know if it's going to work out, and it does work out, it's like it reignites that fire. I actually remember you actually got my first closing from a set, and I was in work. And I remember it was kind of a bad week. Nothing was happening. Sets weren't really coming in. And then you just hit me out the blue and like, yo, we just closed this deal, like 11.5K. And like the hair still stands up on my arm when I say it. I was like, let's go.
Like 2 weeks wage right there.
Or it was like 2 weeks wages right there. I was like, wow. Jesus. And then I went back and I was looking through the conversation I had with the lead. It was a 17-minute conversation, and I made 2 weeks wages of it. Like, it just puts everything else into perspective. Like, you're putting 80 hours a week into a job to get the same payment from a 17-minute conversation that I could have been having on the toilet, literally.
Not that he was. By the way, I did tell him
Was,
you have
no,
to put a
was.
shirt on for this interview because he showed up and he had bigger. His traps are really taken off the screen. So I was like, you know what? Let's maybe have this a bit more professional. Get a t-shirt on at least.
Definitely. I was thinking about putting on a polo, but I don't know.
No, you're all good. You're all good. And with that, then obviously you've been showing up, you've been doing the trainings, you're doing the predictive program. One thing that you told me at the start was, I don't give a shit about manifestation. I don't give a shit about thinking in future tense. All this jargon. Fuck that is what you told me.
Yep.
And what did I say?
Just do it. You challenged me on it. You challenged me on it.
That do for you?
Well, to be honest, the past month I have been doing it. I've been sitting down and doing my affirmations every morning before I actually flick on the computer. I just sit down and go through like what I want my life to look like in the next 6 to 12 months, for example.
Nice.
Right. And I just rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. And it instills it in my mind. So like when I'm out on the walk, I say to myself, I'm making 15K a month. My time is worth 10x more than what it was washing cars. Like it just comes natural. And then like I've seen it happen, even with closers on one of the offers. Like they were sending me comms for just sending out an email. I basically did not work for it. But one of the affirmations is I have endless opportunities to make money every day, and they come at me through endless avenues, basically. I don't know how it's going to happen. It just happens. And there it is.
How is the fun part, right?
Sorry?
How is the fun part?
That is correct, yes.
If you know you're already at X amount, how is just the fun part? Who's going to get me there? So it's exciting, dude. With that, you're obviously outperforming other people on a team. And one thing and one characteristic I always see from like setters in particular is this kind of thought process that I'm too good to do this. And the thought process that I shouldn't be doing this work. I should be just closing deals. I should be getting warm leads. You know, and one of your affirmations is I have an endless abundance of opportunities. For you, like, how did you outwork your competition, or were your competition even working as hard as you?
I don't think so. I don't think they were. And, you know, it comes down to a couple other things. Like they have other offers that they're relying on. You know, they mightn't have been as focused as I was. This is like the only offer that I had to begin with. So I had to give it my best. But I went back and I thought about it. And it's like, I don't really follow the crowd. Right? Like
Yeah.
I just do me every day. And it works out. I don't even acknowledge what other people are doing. I don't look at their stats, their numbers, whatever it is. I literally just hop on my computer and I do whatever I can to the best of my ability. And then so far in the past couple of months, it's been outperforming everybody on the teams. So
Okay.
I don't see them as competition. Like they're my teammates at the end of the day, but I'm not focused on them for 1 second.
Yeah, I think the moment you start focusing elsewhere on competition, it's like that's a downfall. You're right. That's like
You're acknowledging that they are better at something.
yeah, it's just that whole you get into that whole paradox of like they're doing X amount, I need to do that as well. Whereas that might not even be worth it. Like you're making a change, and you make so many changes in a row, you don't even know if that's actually the change that's necessary. So, from your perspective, Valentine, what was the 20% that you changed that got 80% of your results?
The 20% that I changed, I got 8% of my results.
You don't have to plug Affinity here, but you're on a lot of our calls.
Obviously, the training you guys provide helps a lot. You know, being in that network of people as well helps a lot, right? It opens your mind, it opens endless possibilities to make some more money. But in terms of the offer, I've just flipped the mindset of how can I work less and make more? How can I do less input but make more output, basically, right? And then you start looking at the daily tasks that you start doing in a different way. And it's like, why am I calling 200 people before I'm sending them out an email? So I'll blast the 200 email list, and whoever responds to that will get a call off me the next day because they're more interested. So I'm saving myself a whole lot more time there.
A whole lot more time.
A whole lot more time. Because out of the 200 people, only 10 might reply, but they are 10 hot leads.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. It's like, well, one, Valentine nearly destroyed our domain. But, but apart from that, he did outwork a lot of people. And ultimately with yourself, Valentine, I think you've grown so quickly, so fast, which is awesome. You've gone from literally zero to making nearly 4K last month in your second month in sales. With that being said, where is Valentine already in the next 2 months? How much?
Making 15K a month, like I was saying.
15K a month? Is he managing teams?
I haven't thought about it to that extent. Um, is he managing teams? Yes, he definitely is managing teams. That's a natural career progression, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Closing deals, managing teams. Like, what more can you really do in sales in terms of positions? Unless you're an offer owner,
Yeah.
it's just management and closing deals at the end of the day. So, yeah.
Okay. So that's the goal. 15K a month. You're already there because like it's like that old saying of you don't raise yourself to the highest standards you have, you accept your lowest standard. So if your lowest standard is 4K a month or 3K a month, whatever it is, you'll always hit 3K a month because it doesn't really matter if you get to 4 or 5. What does 15K a month do for you?
Truthfully, allows me to pay off any debts that I have left. Move into a new apartment, so I'm not relying on family anymore, living with them. Travel a whole lot more as well. I've been so constrained in the past year and a half, 2 years of just working normal jobs, making ends meet, that like traveling and really like taking time off is taking like it's been put on the back burner. So I've used any free time that I had from jobs to put into making more money. Even for the first role, I took 2 weeks off holidays to go full time cold calling because I wanted to see exactly like what the output would be like.
Mm-hmm.
So it would really allow me to just live life a little bit more freely and not have to worry about obviously like money. Yeah.
I get you. I get you. That makes sense to myself. Valentine's like if you know that's the end goal and you're targeting towards it, like, and you're just focused on that one thing, like, why wouldn't you get there? Because what would you say to somebody else who's kind of thinking the same and they're not taking action on it? Like, what would you say to that type of person?
You're just dreaming. It's just a dream. Like there's no what are you doing to work towards it? Like you're just it's just a thought. You're not actually putting energy behind it. So
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like they're comfortable being in that same position, and that's great. I don't want to hang around you.
definitely
I
not.
don't want to be close to that type of person. That's not the type of people we want to help. Because if you are uncomfortable with that thought in 12 months, brilliant. You're actually different to a lot of people. Remember, like, what is like 40% of people don't even have inner dialogue. I'm not so sure if you do, but the inner
That's pretty
you
crazy.
you walk into a room and there's 10 people, you know that 4 people just didn't have any thought.
That's mad.
And the competition who's thinking about doing this, they're not going to do it. And if they do it, they're going to quit. Fail should be first aspect in learning. And so, if you know that, it's just a matter of staying consistent. Like we were at a mastermind over the weekend, and that was the overarching theme. Like choose one thing and just stick at it. Like, why would you pivot? Get fantastic at one thing and grow from there. So, Valentine, finishing off this interview, like what would you say to somebody who actually wants to take that first step, or like somebody who wants to get into sales and kind of follow the same path that you did? They might want to say, I want to make 4K in 2 months.
What would I say to them? Just do it. Just do it. If
This is
the
not
longer,
copyrighted by Nike, by the way, but
the longer you think about it, the more chances you're going to talk yourself out of it.
okay.
You're going to find reasons as to why. Oh, it's too risky, or what if it doesn't work out, or what if I just work a little bit harder in my job, whatever it might be. You'll find ways to talk yourself out of it. I'm not sure if I could swear on this, but I won't. I won't. Just do it. Stop thinking about it and just do it. Because once you've taken that first step, it sets in like, okay, I really need to follow through with this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Pamela Valentine, I appreciate you hopping on today. I really like the conversation, the insights, the chat. And yeah, if you guys are listening to this and you're kind of in that same position as Valentine, I suppose Valentine 2 months ago in terms of in a job, in that rat race, Like, well, are you comfortable doing that for another 6 to 12 months? If yes, cool. If no, sounds like you need to make a change, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And so we'll leave you off. Valentine, appreciate you giving the time today to do this. Where can people find you?
On Instagram at Valentine_Patrick, or my Twitter, I believe it's at Patrick Valentine.
Okay. I'll leave it in the bottom of this as well. I'll also put the OnlyFans link for Valentine as well. You've listened to 20 minutes of them. If you'd like to listen to them more, you know, it's $7 a month.
It's gone up to 10 after this interview.
There we have it. Well, look, I'll honestly follow Valentine on Twitter, follow him on Instagram. This guy is going to blow up over the next 12 months. I can already see it. And yeah, appreciate your time as always. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Of course.
Talk to you soon.
See you later. Sweet. Do you know how long I've been dreaming about